Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome to My Combat. If you're fight fans, please like and subscribe. Check out some of my future content and check out some of my previous content as well. So this weekend, if you're an MMA fan, you know that the UFC is wrapping up the year in a huge way. They're having 2 title fights to cap off a historic card, and the main event is going to be a rematch of the historic fight between Jon Jones and Alexander Gustafsson. Now, I've been an MMA fan for long enough to be able to call that confidently probably the best light heavyweight title fight I've ever seen. It was an excellent fight. Gustafsson came out there, he really spectacular against Jon Jones, who's been taking people out, and despite the controversies and all the stuff that Jon Jones has been through since then, with the suspensions and the news that come out this week with his atypical whatever the wording was, his test results, and now the card's been moved from Las Vegas to Los Angeles, whatever the case, it's an excellent fight, and I'm really looking forward to the main event. So join me as I break this fight down. So with any breakdown, I like to start off with the numbers. So let's look at the numbers. So Jon Jones coming into this fight, he's 22 wins with 1 loss, 1 no contest. The 1 loss, of course, was a disqualification loss to Matt Hamill, in which he practically spanked Matt Hamill. So you can't really call that a loss per se. It was a loss on his record though. His opponent, Alexander Gustafsson, is coming into the fight with an 18-4 record. In terms of fight experience, it's there or thereabouts, it's pretty similar. The difference is Jon Jones has had a lot more world title fights. He's won the world title fights, he's won the key fights, and he's got that experience there. Gustafsson, he's had a few big fights, had a couple of key and high profile fights in particular. I'm going with the Jon Jones fight, Daniel Cormier, and even the Anthony Johnson fight in Sweden, in his hometown, in front of 30,000 fans. That was a huge fight, so you know that there is a lot of eyeballs on him. So he's been there with the pressure. They're both 31 years old, both there in the peak of their careers. Jon Jones has an 84.5-inch reach. Alexander Gustafsson, he's got a 79-inch reach. So Jon Jones is going to come in with a nice 5-inch reach advantage, not 5-foot reach advantage. I'll be a bit crazy. 5-inch reach advantage. Jones is 6'4", Gustafsson 6'5". So it's a nicely sized matchup. Now looking at some of their key wins, with Jon Jones, where do you even start? Ryan Bader, Shogun Rua, Rashad Evans, Rampage Jackson, Lyoto Machida, Glover Teixeira, Daniel Cormier, Alexander Gustafsson himself, Vitor Belfort. So many key wins. And then you got Alexander Gustafsson. His key wins are guys like we just beat Jan Blachowicz. Jan Blachowicz is a top 4 fighter right now, so that's a good win. He beat Glover Teixeira in his last fight. He looked pretty incredible in his last fight. He's got wins over Jimmy Manuwa, Shogun himself. So he's got some key wins, and he's been in there with Jones, and that he's been in there with great competition. Some of the issues coming into this fight, you've got to consider Jon Jones' activity. He hasn't been very active, so what we're going to be seeing in Jones, I'm not going to make my opinion known on the steroid situation. I might do a separate video about that. But if he was on steroids coming into this fight, the X factor is he clean now? If he's clean now, how's this going to impact his performance? Because his performance against Ovin St. Preux wasn't the best. And then on Gustafsson's side, I would say activity as well. And you've also got to consider coming into this fight, is he going to be feeling the pressure? He's already had 2 title attempts that didn't go his way. Is he feeling it? What's his mindset coming into this fight? Is he feeling under pressure? And this is obviously a very personal, highly emotionally driven fight. So is his mind going to be completely dead? Now let's look at the fight. So the last fight was very close. It was very close. Alexander Gustafsson had a clear advantage in the boxing. He was boxing up Jones early in the fight. He even got in a takedown. I think the takedowns were more based on the surprise. The size seemed to surprise Jon Jones. I think Gustafsson's what I feel like for sure. Gustafsson's the biggest opponent that Jones has ever fought, and I felt like the size impacted that fight as well. So coming into this fight, how's that going to play out? Now Jones, for his part, he's got a very high fight IQ when he gets into the fight. When the fight gets into the nitty gritty, his fight IQ is very high, and he displayed that. He saw that his spinning attacks were working well. Spinning attacks and head kicks, those elbows. That elbow in the 4th round probably won him the fight. So as that fight played out, I'm thinking they're both going to have taken stuff from that fight, and as they come into this fight, that's a very exciting prospect. So how do I think the fight's going to play out? So I think when the fight starts off, you're going to see what you saw last time, a clean boxing advantage for Gustafsson. I feel like Jones is probably going to have the better kicking game. He's going to have the more well-rounded arsenal. He's going to have the elbows, the knees, the better clinch work. I feel like Jones is going to have to use his versatility in this fight. He's going to have to use a wide range of skill sets. I feel like Gustafsson's going to have enough skills to keep it standing, but Jones is going to be there the whole time fighting. Now, bear in mind, I'm making this prediction based on expecting the best of both these gentlemen to turn up. A lot of people are saying, well, Jones is coming off the suspension. How's that going to impact him? Funny enough, he's still been more active than Alexander Gustafsson coming into this fight. His last fight was in July 2017. Gustafsson's last fight was in April 2017. Gustafsson doesn't fight nearly enough. He should have been fighting a lot more. Funny enough, since their last fights, Gustafsson's gone 3-2. Yeah, 3-2. Where meanwhile Jones, he's gone 3-0 with 1 no contest. So they haven't, despite the fact that Jon Jones has served 2 1-year plus suspensions, he's actually fought practically just as much as Alexander Gustafsson. So that's pretty much level. I feel like the fight's going to play out like this. They're going to come out early. They're going to exchange on the feet. I feel like Gustafsson's going to have some success early. I feel like as the fight wears on, Jon Jones' championship credentials going to come through. He's going to be more versatile and he's going to have a more well-rounded skill set. He's going to make it nasty with the elbows, and I think he's going to be able to implement his game plan from the 4th, 5th rounds. I feel like that's where the fight's going to be won. Now, I was speaking to a poster on MMA Fighting. The best forum for MMA, by the way. If you guys ain't on MMA Fighting, get on MMA Fighting. Got the best posters out there. I love all the guys there. It's just so nice to have conversations with the guys on this. So anyway, this one particular poster that I was speaking to on MMA Fighting, he told me that he's going with Gus. I told him I'm really hoping for Gustafsson to win. I'm a big fan of Gus. I think it will be a tragedy if he don't win a title at some point in his career. Unfortunately, and I hope I'm wrong, I don't think this is going to be his night. I feel like Jon Jones is going to come out there. Jon Jones is still going to be the better fighter. And I feel like the injuries that Gustafsson's had, I hope they're not catching up with him. He's still a young man. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. But my official prediction is Jon Jones is going to get the unanimous decision over the 5-round period. I think it's going to be a close fight. I feel like Gustafsson's going to have his moments and he may make it count. I don't know what version of Jon Jones is going to be showing up in the sense that I don't know if he was on steroids or not. I know a lot of people have their opinions, but I'm going to say I don't know. And it's going to be interesting to see what version of him shows up. If it's 100% Jon Jones, I'm expecting him to get the W. Let's see what Gus has. It's an exciting fight. Guys, let me know what you guys think. Comment below. Let me know what you guys think about who's going to win. And let me know what you think about all the X factors coming into this fight. Please like the video and subscribe for future content. Math Combat, guys. Thank you for checking out my breakdown.